What is up, YouTube? My name is Poseidon and welcome back to the workshop. I'm back with my boy,
Coach Hoos.
Yes, sir. And today we'll be reacting to Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury versus
Francis, the Predator Ngannou.
Yes, sir. This is Battle of the Baddest.
Two of the biggest bodies and biggest names in their respective sport. You got Tyson, the king, the undisputed king of the boxing heavyweight division. And then you got Francis, who decimated and dismantled the UFC heavyweight division.
Facts. All the stars are out for this one. And hey, I heard there were some robberies going on, so we gotta break this fight down. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
We got Ronaldo in the crowd. Like I said, the stars came out.
Put overhand to start from Tyson.
Yes, sir. Before we get into it, again, where did this fight come from? Let's be honest. Floyd Money Mayweather versus the notorious Conor McGregor was a huge inspiration for this fight to happen. We see the king of UFC versus the king of the boxing realm, right? This is what we have right here, the heavyweight division. The big boys went at it. All right, so let's see what happens. And again, a lot of people are writing off Francis Ngannou, you know, and hey, he ended up doing some things that people weren't expecting. I'll say that.
You can tell right off the bat, Tyson's very cautious, trying to keep that distance and work from the outside. He's not trying to engage on the inside with, Ngannou, because that's where the big threat comes.
And to be fair, he had no idea what to expect from Francis, you know? There's only so much you could do.
We'll say too, Francis changed up his style a little bit. He's a little more open with his stance. In UFC, he would be a little bit more closed, just because the gloves do more damage. They're much lighter.
No, this was extremely competitive. You know.
Good body there. Good overhand from the undisputed champ.
Shout out to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia too for putting on this show.
Yeah. They always do it big. Alright, that's the end of the first round. I love the Wakanda trunks from Ngannou. I love that. A nice ode to Africa. Love that.
African brother.
Yep, that's my African brother right there. I really support Francis. And honestly, I didn't even think he would stand a chance, despite the fact that I wanted him to win. Just because boxing is a very technical sport. I'm very surprised at how Francis did with only a few months training. But obviously, he had some training from one of the greatest heavyweights to ever live, Mike Tyson.
And now, I guess again, 2 minutes at round two. There's talks of Francis wanting to fight other boxers, and hey, I fully support it. I mean, if he gave the baddest of them all, Tyson Fury, a run for his money, arguably beat him, I think he could do some real damage against someone like Wilder, to be honest. I mean, both powerful guys, known for knockout strength. Hey, that would be a show. I think even more of a show than this one right here, to be honest.
Quick note right here. Do you see how Francis switched to southpaw? That's a high-level move right there. It's not something, because he started in orthodox. You'll see him go back to it. Still in southpaw. He doesn't look too comfortable with it, I will say. But that just takes time and reps, Yeah, it looks a little sloppy in the southpaw. Now he's back to his orthodox.
Go back to the game plan. A little bit of clinching, round two is complete.
You just tell Tyson's very worried on that inside work. He doesn't want to get in the pocket right there. He's got to keep moving his feet. He can't just stay there. Like backing up, trying to keep that distance, using that jab.
Big powerful swings from both men right now, mainly Francis.
Look at the hand battle right here.
Clinching up.
Ooh, good hook right there.
Controlling the lead hand of Tyson Fury.
Yeah, and this was, what took the
nice little overhand lead hand.
Knocked Tyson Fury down.
7th time ever being knocked down in his career. Crazy.
Did a little shimmy, Yeah, I saw a little funny clip. Tyson Fury said that he was going to take Francis to school. Francis knocked him down, did a little shimmy, and he said, "You're a bad teacher." That's what he said to him.
Yep.
Can't take you to school.
Yeah, you did say that to him.
That's tough. Definitely rattled Tyson, for sure. I mean, obviously
I don't think Tyson would ever take a rematch. It's too much to lose. And he realizes now that Francis is a real opponent and a real contender. Look at that, right on the tempo. A little overhand we've been working on with the lead hand. Beautiful, right over his lead hand. Boom, looped it, beautiful, right on the temple. That dazes people right there. It makes them lose their equilibrium.
Gave him props in a sense too. He's like, that was
because he's a G. He knows when a real punch hit him. Nice and light on his toes. People don't understand how crazy it is what Tyson Fury can do and bounce around and move like that. Like, what is he, 320 pounds, 340? Crazy. Crazy. Not many athletes that size that can move like this. It's the size of like an NFL lineman.
Yeah, no, it's crazy size.
You see a little head turn? Great defense. That's just such high level accuracy. Should have followed him up there.
Yeah.
Shifted his weight, moved him.
And I mean, Francis kept with that pressure. He kept applying it. He was not going anywhere anytime soon.
And you love to see the transferability of UFC skills in boxing because you can just tell Francis is dominating him on the clinch. He's able to control him, move him, just manhandle him.
I'm gonna pause at 436. And speaking of that, like, bro, there's so many people. You know, obviously with Jake Paul fighting a lot of MMA guys, then they all come out saying, oh, but you wouldn't win in a real fight this, real fight that. I mean, bro, first of all, you're signing a contract to get into a boxing fight. That's number one. So cut the excuses from, oh, but you wouldn't win in a real fight. No, they're signing up to fight in boxing. So, hey, whatever happens, happens there. And also, in a real fight, you can use your hands, you know? So, like, I'm not a fan of a lot of MMA guys saying, oh, but this isn't a real fight, blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, okay, cool. Why is that your go-to excuse when you're trying to defend someone going into boxing?
It's not really an excuse. I think they're speaking from more of a sense of you can't talk tough or act tough because in the streets they can murder you. Because that's the thing, a boxer can knock you out. You know, that could possibly lead to you getting a concussion or falling, cracking your head open and dying. But you're more likely to be murdered by someone if they can choke you out and then you're unconscious and they can just stomp you out.
If they don't get the chance to freaking choke you out,
of course.
Like then.
But how many boxers do you know that can out wrestle a UFC fighter? Can't do it. You could land a few punches, but if you don't get a knockout right away, and that means you have to be like a Francis Ngannou to knock somebody out in one punch. Most people that haven't been in a street fight don't understand. Like in a street fight, you're not knocking someone out in one punch, and if you do, that person doesn't know how to fight, right? So most likely, you're gonna get an engagement. The person's gonna be able to close the distance on you. Once they grab you, it's over from there. If you have no wrestling experience, you don't know what's going on, it's over. And I think I would wager that's what would happen to Jake if he really got into a UFC fight. If he doesn't work on his ground game, his jiu-jitsu, his wrestling, he'd be in a lot of danger. And just because you did some high school wrestling in the state of Ohio, which is not that big in terms of other states, doesn't mean you could wrestle with a UFC fighter.
Yeah,
I think that's why they say that. But
still though, a real fight.
With a knife, yeah, but now we're talking weapons. Now we're talking weapons.
It's a real fight though. It's a street fight.
Yeah,
Back to it. Big swings from Francis Ngannou. Come on. Lock in. No,
that's wild.
That's a big one.
Good bodies though. I know those hurt. Tyson.
Couple jabs to the face.
Good slip from Francis. He's trying to loop those overhands. That's very smart on his part.
Back to the action. Let's go. 134 in the 5th round. Yeah, I mean, I think Tyson was also just getting a little frustrated. I mean, again, he didn't know what to expect. And then when he did see what's happening, he's like, oh, wait, I'm actually getting clipped a little bit here. Like, he's actually giving me a tough fight.
But of course, the politics had to get involved.
Right. He's in the kingdom. They're gonna give it to the boxer.
The A side.
God forbid they give it to a UFC fighder against their goat. Tyson Fury. We got the goat Eminem.
So let's see right now. Total punches: 31% Francis, 28% Tyson. Jab percentage goes to Tyson, obviously. More technical power punches go to Francis. So it's a close bout, but I give Francis the edge because he has the knockdown at this point. Tyson didn't have the knockdown, so that should shift heavily in Francis's direction. Also, Francis is engaging, controlling the ring. That's ring generalmanship, that's important, and these things need to be factored in. But obviously the politics got involved. They were in the kingdom, so they had to give it to the A side. So you know how it is. It's the boxing game.
It is what it is. It's okay because at the end of the day, you can get robbed, but as long as people know you're the people's champ. Francis was the people's champ that night, and arguably still is. And now look, he has more opportunities in boxing, so he's gonna keep getting his money up. And that's all we can, hope for the man.
It's a win at the end of the day.
He came from nothing, bro. And he's like on top of the world.
It's a win at the end of the day for Francis. People are gonna take him seriously now. He's gonna be able to get a high box office fight. He's gonna be able to do good numbers.
For sure. So feeding families and generations to come. So that's a W.
We need more African role models like that. I love that.
big swing, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Trying your best.
Hard to counterpunch with best heavyweight in the world. Look at the head movement, amazing from Tyson.
Fury gets out of the way. Now boxing.
Good bodies though. I know those bodies hurt. Francis is too strong for anyone to take those kind of punches to the body.
Tyson Fury. Ngannou. Desperate to land a powerful.
And the thing about
Yeah, look at
Tyson,
this.
yeah.
Tyson's
The
getting
thing about
frustrated.
Tyson, he's just so awkward and like fidgety. It's so hard to pin him down and land a nice punch. So I totally understand why Francis was having a hard time here.
Yes, but can
A lot of people also don't know Francis actually started with boxing before he did MMA, so he has a little bit of experience. He's never fought as a boxer, but he did train for a while as a boxer. Cristiano, I'm excited, enjoying it.
Look at that. Look at
Dirty.
that. 635 in the video.
Listen, this is a quick thing because I did Muay Thai as well. You're not telling me that you're throwing a punch and your elbow raises above your wrist and then comes down. It's not happening.
Yeah.
That is an intentional
That's
elbow.
intentional.
No point was deducted there.
Nope.
Again, the A side.
Politics. That was 100%
Inside stuff.
intentional. I tweeted it. I was like, yo, nah, this is an intentional elbow. He was getting frustrated with
You're
Francis.
never throwing a punch where your wrist is completely down, it's completely south, and then your elbow is completely north, like that. And then you come down with the elbow.
Hey,
Never.
I mean, props to Francis for absolutely eating it. You know?
I mean, that's the thing. See, this is what I'm telling you about UFC fighters. It's like, you never been, if you're a boxer, you never in your life been elbowed in the face. You never been kneed in the face. You never been kicked in the body or the head. And that's like a real threat in a fight. Is like, you can't close the distance on someone with a jab. If they go high kick on you and just land that, right? In a street fight, if someone throws it on you and you don't know how to defend it and you eat that to the face, that's a knockout kick. So that's why, you know what I mean? It's a fair case from the say. It's not an excuse. It's just them telling Jake Paul, hey,
Okay, but
if I saw you in a dark alley, I'll murder you with these bare hands, and that's facts. Depending on who it is, obviously.
Listen, bro. They act all tough and whatnot. Yeah, I get it. You're a UFC fighter. You're tough. You're tough. Listen, I'm gonna give you your full respect.
Of
But
course, they eat elbows, they eat knees.
what are we talking about killing people? Like, what are we doing?
I mean,
What are we doing?
it's facts. Hey, if you don't have high survivability rate, you're not tough. It's all about who can murder you, who has the capability of murder you. How diverse are you in your defensive skills? You know what I mean?
Hey,
That's what it's all about, bro.
if that's what it came down to. Is what it came down to.
Nice jab cross. Nice body there. That little hooks up
body
bios.
work.
Yep.
Uppercuts.
Trying to get
back
those
to body.
uppercuts. Dirty fighting here. The clinching, punching. I like that.
Yeah.
Francis was able to keep up. He did a great job.
really
Oh man, right there.
Look, took him down. I mean, that's just to the crowd. People going crazy in Francis' favor. You know. This is Francis.
I've never seen someone give Tyson Fury a run for his money like this other than Deontay Wilder. And Deontay's been doing it his whole life in boxing. So for Tyson to
Beginning of round 8?
Yeah, so for Francis to pick it up like this and then do amazingly is crazy.
Yeah.
It's unprecedented. No one has ever challenged a heavyweight, undisputed heavyweight champion coming over from another combat sport and done this well. It's just crazy.
Yeah, definitely a better fight.
Right here, you can tell like Tyson's getting a little heavy with his legs. He's looking sloppy. He's just trying to clinch and hold on.
I mean, we saw what he looked like after the fight. He looked beat up because he's getting beat up. I mean,
I don't understand what the judges are watching. It's crazy.
It's just politics.
Judges should just come out at this point and be like, "Oh yeah, we just robbed him because we're corrupt."
No, I mean,
just admit it. Just admit it.
750. I mean, there does that's why boxing gets so much heat because of the judging.
They ruin the sport. They ruin the sport
a lot of claimed robberies. I mean, they just have to fix judging. I think. I know Misfits Boxing, the influencer world, I know they want to try to be the forefront, or at the forefront of that, and that could be by after every round the judges give in their scorecard so that no edits can be made. I mean, at the end of the fight, technically they could mess around with it, right? But if they gave their scorecard to someone, to the ref, after every round, then that's a definitive round done, the number is there for the ref to see. If they want, but I get it. I mean, they want
It's deeper than that, though. It's more like the money. The money that's funding it.
Of course.
You know what I mean? The promoters, they kind of have it set in stone that, we're going to protect this fight as long as he doesn't get knocked out.
I feel a good example could be Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. Remember that? Like,
yeah.
A lot of people thought Loma
that wasn't as decisive as this, though. I think, like Devin Haney was not knocked down. It wasn't decisive. People were just saying that because Loma was a little more active.
Yeah.
But, it's not like he dominated him on the actual stats.
Yeah. When there's close fights like that, you can't really pull a Robert
That's
card.
more that's disputable. Like this is undisputable. Like you could see it right before your eyes. Knocks him down, more aggressive, landing big shots.
Yeah. All right, 750 back in it. Yeah, he's I'm impressed. Like I was saying before, like definitely a better showing than Conor McGregor and Floyd. I mean,
but listen, give Tyson credit. He's eating these shots. He's able to take these punches from Francis. No one in the UFC was able to take any of these punches from Francis. Man is strong.
in bigger gloves to be fair, but yeah.
Of course, but still, you're still eating these punches.
Still impressive. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Cross jab.
Again, that's why Wilder versus Ngannou is such an interesting fight to me. Like,
I love to see that.
Both men that gave Tyson Fury a run for his money, both men with knockout power, like it has to happen. 100%.
Cross.
There we go, my boy Usyk. Usyk tough. You know, that's a fight too that we made too. We're waiting on Tyson Fury versus Usyk.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight. They haven't fought well. They need to.
I mean, do we think? I'll pause it right here. Like at 9:08. Like, do we think Usyk is giving Tyson a harder run for his money than Francis?
Nah,
like,
definitely not.
Like everyone's hyping that fight for like the undisputed blah blah blah. But like, I don't know. I mean, Alexander Usyk. You know, I feel. You know, but I just don't feel.
It's a different level. Tyson's at a different level, I think.
Yeah.
All right, last minute of the final round. Let's see the activity level here.
Oh, Superman punch.
Superman, see that? Love that. It's a little bit of UFC right there, a little bit of MMA.
I like it.
Injected into the fight.
You got the
Trying to stop. Tyson's trying. Love at the end. I like that. I love the African fans there. Nice showing from them. They are right there. Saudi Arabia is very close to Africa.
Yep, battle of the baddest in the books. The man went down. You know, he fell. And then let's see who they give it to. Shocker. At least it wasn't majority, right?
You see Abdurazik though?
Yeah,
Right there?
he's always. There we go. Tyson Fury, the winner. Of course.
There you go.
What do you expect, right? Tyson Fury is the man. He probably will be the man forever and ever and ever. Who's really going to beat him? I mean, I don't see anyone. If not Francis, if not Wilder, I don't see anyone giving him a run for his money. But that was battle of the baddest. Two giants. Hey, I don't know when we'll see something else spectacular like that. I mean, you know, these fights come and go. Again, Floyd versus Conor, Francis versus Tyson. I don't know a future fight that can be of that magnitude, but that's why we gotta live in these moments and protect them at all costs because we don't get them often. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like, drop a comment. What legendary fight do you want us to react to? We're down for anything. Make sure you subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and like we always say, roll the outro, baby.
Yo, you got an at?